Hey, what's going on? It's your boy back at you with another video. So, the Denver Nuggets win their third straight game of this series against the Minnesota Timberwolves, 112-97. Um, let's pull. I'm pulling up these stats. 112-97 as the Denver Nuggets take a 3-2 lead in this series, and they go back to to Minnesota for a closeout game in Minneapolis on Thursday night. And if you look at the stats, man, Jokic had a 40 piece, Jamal Murray, um, KCP, 16 points apiece. Michael Porter really struggled last night. Um, Aaron Gordon, 18 points. But nevertheless, this proves that, and you got to think. Let me get to the losing team. I'm gonna finish what my commentary. Um, Gobert had 18 points. Carl Anthony Towns had 23 points. Anthony Edwards had um, Anthony Edwards had 18. Um, Alexander Walker had 14 points, and Nas Reed struggled. He had 7 points last night. And like I was saying, I had did a video last summer where I said that Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world. He's the best center in the NBA. He's the best player in the NBA, hands down. Why do you think this man has won 3 MVPs in 4 years? And they're one win away from going back to a Western Conference Finals. And he's destroying Rudy Gobert. He get 40 points, and nobody could stop him. And for me, it just seems like that this is the ultimate choke job, man. The ultimate choke job. That Denver they really have they made that adjustment that they're going to keep feeding Jokic the ball, and nobody can stop them. Nobody, nobody's going to stop Jokic. And all these haters, like DeMarcus Cousins, where he made that comment that he hasn't done anything, and Shaq talking about that Shea um, deserved the MVP. Well, he's showing you right now that he's the best player in the world. That he's the best center in the world. And I know a lot of people gonna say, well, he's white, he's European. That has nothing to do with it. That let's just be honest. He is busting Carl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert's ass, man. And I heard all this talk about um how Anthony Edwards is the next Michael Jordan, the next Kobe Bryant, and I just think they need to just chill out on those comparisons, because I feel like that's lofty. That, like Shannon Sharp said years ago, nothing kills nothing kills a team more than expectations. You know, a lot of people thought that this series was over after the Minnesota Timberwolves had a 2-0 lead in this series. I remember Charles Barkley said that Denver Nuggets they have no shot in this series, right? And now they turn their haters into believers, right? That we, like Denver Nuggets is the best team in the NBA. Who's going to beat this team? Who's going to beat this team? They're battle tested. I don't, I'm not counting the Nuggets out. I think they'll probably go back to back. And I've been telling people all season that when Jokic feels like playing, nobody can stop this man. They have no answer for him. But you gotta get him props. That Jamal Murray, he had 18 points, but he hit timely shots as normal. And this team is just Minnesota's in trouble, man. Um, Michael Michael Conley didn't play last night. That really hurt them because he provides a lot of defense for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He didn't play the game last night, and it's over, man. It's absolute over because if Denver has this confidence now that, hey, okay, y'all beat us two straight. Okay, we're gonna prove it to you. And they won three straight, and they're gonna win Thursday. I think they're going to the Western Conference Finals. And the Minnesota Timberwolves have nobody to blame but themselves. That McDaniels and Nas Reed, what happened? They shrunk. They're shrinking. They're nowhere to be found. Like, it's unbelievable, man. And just like Jimmy Butler, you know, comments about Karl Anthony Towns was dead on. He said that um he says that that Karl Anthony Towns is soft, and he's soft, man. Like, it's just like, it's ridiculous. And how do you lose three straight games? How? How do you lose three straight? You explain that to me. That's about coaching, man. That that's not making um you're you're not trying to switch the game plan up. Coaching is about adjustments, and Minnesota's has not adjusted, and they will be going home tomorrow. They will be going home tomorrow, and they had nothing to blame, nobody to blame but themselves. Yeah, he's punishing them in the paint at 40 points last night. 40. Everybody else had off night, but Jokic didn't. Jokic carried them to this 3-2 lead. And I keep telling y'all, man, that this Denver Nugget team is no joke to experience. They're battle tested, and they will finish the Minnesota Timberwolves. If they don't finish them tomorrow, Saturday, Game 7, they'll beat them either way. Timberwolves are going home, man. They're going home. And they have nobody to blame but themselves, man. How the hell do you blow a 2-0 lead in a series? You tell me that. I mean, last time I seen this, it kind of reminds me of when Rudy Gobert was playing with the Utah Jazz. Remember that? I think it was 2021, where they had a 2-0 lead against the Los Angeles Clippers. And somehow, some way, the Clippers won four straight. And they sent the Utah Jazz home for the second round. In the second round, sent them home. Like, Rudy Gobert, man, he just, when it matters the most, he disappears. He's a great defender, but when it matters the most, he disappears, man. Anthony Edwards struggled. And I think one of the smartest adjustments that they made was when they start double teaming Anthony Edwards. And then you got guys like McDaniels. You got guys like you got these other guys that they just look they just look like they out of space or something. They like they're getting the ball out of Anthony Edwards' hands. And I think that double team is really causing Anthony Edwards a lot of problems. And they're just taking the ball out of his hands and they made their adjustment. And it's just like Anthony Edwards is a young player. I think he'll get adjusted to it, but he's not on that level. Like, and I was telling people, right, that life is about humility. That when he was talking all that trash to Kevin Durant, and when they had a 2-0 lead, and he was doing all that chirping, like you playing against the Denver Nuggets. And Mike Malone made a smart move by doubling him because he struggled last night. Anthony Edwards struggled. You got to give me more than 18 points. This is a money game that you need, right? That they just not getting the job done, man. It's Karl-Anthony Towns shooting all these 3-point shots. Like, what are you doing? It's just like you just soft, and Jimmy Butler was right about him. And all these people that I'm just tired. I just wish that, excuse me, I wish that we could all just put this race thing to bed. Can we all do that? That what does white have to do with it? Like, I'm so sick of hearing the hate that Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic get. That they're top 5 players in the NBA, European players in the NBA, not just European, just in the world period. Because these two guys are unstoppable, literally unstoppable. Jokic is unstoppable, man. It's nothing you can do, nothing. I mean, he hit all these crazy shots. It's just like he's the best center in the NBA. He's the best player in the NBA right now, whether people want to accept it or not. But that's just my take, that the Minnesota Timberwolves are cooked, that they're deflated, they're defeated, they're beat, and they will go home Thursday night. They will go home Thursday night. And Denver's going to another Western Conference Finals. That, he's proven all these haters wrong when people said that Jokic is not a real MVP. Are you serious? He is busting Karl-Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert's ass. He is busting their ass. And what can you say? Nothing. Tell me what y'all think about.